want to get into the NBA right now. Because, boy, talk about an easy path. With all due respect. Talk about an easy path. Now, obviously, Game 1 of NBA Finals took place on Wednesday on ABC. And also Game 2 took place on Friday on ABC. And at this point, it's almost like it's just something to watch, to be honest with you, because the Lakers won Game 1, 116-98. Wasn't really close. LeBron James, he had about let me get to it. He had about 25 points, 9 assists, 13 rebounds. Double, typical. Anthony Davis had about 34 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. LeBron James field goal percentage was at 52. Anthony Davis in Game 1 field goal was at 52. It's almost like they couldn't miss, and if they did, they did miss half of what they made. Okay, so that's it is what it is. And then also in Game 1, you got Jimmy Butler, who hey, it is what it is. But he had about 23 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. But the key, Bam Adebayo left the game with an injury. Goran Dragic left the game of an injury. And it's like, I said, before the series started, before the finals started, people so hype on the Lakers, so hype and things like that. And I'm thinking in my head, not would, not saying, it should happen or wishing anything. But I said people need to calm down because one injury could change everything. And I'm talking about, with the Lakers before, Game 1 took place. So I said, I'm one of those guys where you need to calm down until, it comes about. That's just how I am. Because things happen for a reason. Things can happen. Things can't happen. I mean, hell, the Clippers supposed to be in the Western Conference Finals, but things happened. They were tired at the end of, Game 7, even though they was up 3-1. Thought they was, cruising or whatever, but what happened. So things can always derail. So I was like, people calm down. It's not, Game 1 hasn't taken place yet. But then when Game 1 came about, Lord have mercy. It just seemed like the Miami Heat just got every excuse now. Oh, they dealt with injuries and stuff like that. That's why, they got swept. Yeah, that might be their calling card. That just might be. Because when this series ends, come on, we know who's going to win. I know this is radio, this is YouTube, or whatever the case may be, but look, man. We see what's going on here, but it is what it is. However, Game 2, different story, somewhat. The result is the same. For Game 2, the Lakers still won, 124-114. But the Heat got a little bit more offense than they did in Game 1. I don't know if it was nerves or whatever in Game 1. And you can see it, some people were, Duncan was, Lord have mercy, Duncan Robinson, 0 for, 3 or whatever the case may be in Game 1. But, he took his shots in Game 2. So, you only had, 9 points. You only had 9 points, but he still tried to shoot the ball more than Game 1. But your boy Jimmy Butler, 25 points, 13 assists, 8 rebounds. He was really trying to get his team involved, give them, some shots, some hope. Because at the end of the day, you can't do everything by yourself. Look at LeBron James. The season he got injured in his first year of the Lakers, he couldn't make it to the finals. He couldn't make it to the playoffs. He got injured in the middle of the season because he was doing most of everything because he had a bunch of young guys on that team that just can't get right. Now you got Anthony Davis, Danny Green, Rondo, Kuzma, who, in his 3rd or 4th year, whatever the case may be. Now you got, a whole different atmosphere now. of veterans, people who's been in the finals, people who have knowledge of the game. And it ain't always about your skill. It's about your knowledge as well. LeBron James is showing you that. Rondo is showing you that. Lord have mercy, Rondo. And let me speak on Rondo real quick. That tells you how many idiots you have in organizations out there. Nobody wanted Rondo. Nobody wanted Rondo. He's a problem. Don't get that kills me when people are mad at a professional, a worker, or a person who knows more than you may know. And he's a problem. He's overqualified. Basically, that's what you're saying. Because he knows so much more than your coach may know. More than your VP of basketball operation may know. More than your owner may know. And because of that, he's a problem. Look at him now. Same thing with Jimmy Butler. All because he's passionate. He knows more than what you may know. He's a problem. Philadelphia 76ers. He's a problem. Minnesota Timberwolves. He's a problem. Chicago Bulls. Look at him now. Yeah, he may lose in the finals, but he took them there. Team effort, leading these guys who want to be led. Lead by example. By all these other organizations, because they got a bunch of young puppies who you're paying all this money to, but they're not putting in the work like Jimmy Butler was. Now look at you. Lord have mercy. I can go all day about that. That just tells you how many idiots. Yeah, you got all the money in the world or whatever, and you got that team. You got your team based on the money that you made in your profession or whatever the case may be. Don't mean that you know sports. It does not. That's the problem. When some people don't like people because they may know more than you, and you can't get along with them, hell, that should be more respectable than anything. You want people on your team that's going to disagree with you, not people who just going to be yes people. But anyway, I went on there. But the thing is, yeah, the game was relatively close, but come on, man. Looking at game 2, I'm not even talking about game 1 right now because that was a blowout. It's just, garbage time. People started scoring, and that is what it is. But game 2, it was relatively close to a certain degree. The problem is Miami just can't score like that. They just can't score like that. Man. Oh, my God. They had so many chances to take the lead, to bring it down to 5, bring it down to 2, take the lead, whatever. They just can't hit they're not Golden State. They got 2 players that's on there. Duncan Robinson. What's the other player's name? Let me get to it real quick. Duncan Robinson. Tyler Hero. Those guys are just shooting the ball lights out, but they're not Steph Curry and Thompson. Trey Thompson. They're not those guys yet. 2 seasons from now, you keep them together or whatever the case may be, hey, you never know. You never know what they could be. But they're not there yet. And I'm going to look out for that. That's going to be interesting if they become Miami Heat. If they keep Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, they keep those guys together, and then they keep Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, all this other stuff. They keep that team together, then next thing you know, in a couple of years, they become the Golden State Warriors of the East. Hey, that's an idea right there. You never know. But their time right now, it's not their time now. They just not there. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the system to work in their favors. I mean, they got some good play calling or whatever, but they're just not there yet. They're just not there yet. Injuries and all these other different things. But hey, game 3 coming on Sunday. The Lakers may take their foot off the gas a little bit. Just reduce. They're still going to score points. They may make it interesting, but at the end of the day, The Lakers need to go ahead and just get the job done. I don't want them to get the job done. I want a series because I don't want basketball to be over. I'm just being honest. I want something to watch while, this pandemic is going on. Even though the NBA season may, keep the regular schedule once, this is over. Because we're supposed to be in the next season right now, but we're not. Because, things were pushed back. But I don't know. It's looking like it's over for Miami, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm glad I ain't made that bet.